Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I will show how to connect REST code to ElasticSearch, but the instance of ElasticSearch will be to the official cloud host. And for that purpose we will have to write a few lines of code, and let me start with the most important. I have to add to cargo toml one more crate dot env equals 0.15.0, and here I have example of environment variable files. We will need the API key ID and cloud ID. These credentials you can take them from the deployment page in the official ElasticSearch website. If you want to create a video how you can find and create these credentials, write me in the description and I will create a separate video how to create this case. Okay, so the .environment I think is already installed, and let's write here instead of hello world. Let's delete that and I will write .env. Okay, let me just check something. Maybe I have to import it first. Let me try one more thing. Okay, not. Okay, I will import it. Like this. And I will use .env. Okay. So that code loads all the environment variable from .env file. And let's take this environment variables. Cloud ID is equal to env var, and I think we will have to import and std env. Yes, we have to, because it's not imported, and let's import it like this. And here we can specify the string of the environment variable like this, cloud ID, API key, and the same and I need the API key ID. And here you can see we have a result of this environment variables, which are string on val error, but I'm pretty sure that they are existing, so I will add the question mark. And we have the strings for the environment variables. After that I will create one additional struct, and I will call that struct config. Let's say struct config. I think I've added a lot of spaces, yes. And here again I will provide API key, which is string API key ID and the cloud ID. and I will create one more variable which I will call config equals to config, and I will pass the strings. Okay. And let's proceed with the creating of the method for the Elasticsearch. And let me delete this empty row. Yeah, here I'm creating the Elasticsearch instance with a new localhost, but now I will write separate function new cloud host. And here I will take reference, maybe even not reference, that depends on the implementation, config, which is reference to config. And I will return again self. And what we have to do here? We have to specify, we have to create credentials environment, excuse me, not environment variable, just a variable, which will be equal to credentials from Elasticsearch auth. And here I will specify that I'm creating the credentials with API key. And here I have to provide the API key ID. From the config. And config.api key. Okay, for now we don't have any errors. And here is pretty similar. We will create the transport, which is equal to transport, and here we will provide cloud. You can see it's super, how to say, intuitive code. I think in Rust is pretty nice to write code. Usually I'm Python and JavaScript developer. I have a lot of experience with Python and JavaScript. I'm writing Rust, maybe I didn't say it in the previous videos, maybe from 1 or 2 months. I just read the official book and I started to write some Rust code. And I find Rust, how to say, really nice to be written. Okay, so the cloud ID again from the config.cloud ID. Here maybe I have to provide the reference like that. We will see. Like this maybe. Okay, I will solve that problem. And credentials. Expected string found string. Okay, so if I write it like this, okay, so we are providing the reference to the cloud ID. Okay, we will see does that work. And here let ls client, which is, I think here we already know what we have to write, but let me just finish unwrap. Elasticsearch new from transport and Elasticsearch. Okay, and we have again some Okay. Now we don't have any error. And here you can see we have a new method, new with cloud host. And let's try it. New cloud host, and here we'll provide the reference to the config. Okay, we don't have any error. Let me change products index, cloud products, to specify that is cloud, because I made few tests before that, and maybe I have already this products to index, so for that I changed the name. Okay, cargo run. Okay, and let's see what's happening. We have the first response, which is 404, and I think this is the first, is the index existing. The second response, which is with status 200, where we are creating the index. After that we are adding the document, and here we have the search, and we have an error because we still don't have any documents when we are executing this query. And let me change this toothbrush like this. Again, cargo run. And now we have everything in a good shape. Okay, so thank you for the attention.